All right. Thanks again, Jimmy, for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. First question for you is, can you take me back to the moment that got you started with digital marketing and with the digital community?
A little over a year ago, I was working in a factory and I'd been dealing with a lot of stress and headache because I used to have a business. My partner screwed me over and ended up costing me 50 grand. And once I got the news about that, it started stressing me out. And I just literally working weekend all the time, just couldn't make ends meet. And it just got to the point to where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I had to figure another way out. And then the thing that really sparked it all off, I was at work and I got off the forklift one night to change roll plastic out. When I went to get back on, I was out of breath.
Hmm.
And something told me right then and there, it's like, Jimmy, just do something with your life before your life takes over you, or take over your life before your life takes you over. So the next day, I went and got some medicine and started going on a health weight loss. And at the same time, I was thinking about other ways to get off that forklift to have another source of income. And just something come across TikTok with Belinda Wayman. And I was sitting there watching her video where she was talking about the legacy. And like everybody else, I thought it was nothing but fake news.
Hmm.
Sitting there watching it and kind of turned it off. But she popped back up on my feed the next day, then the next day. And finally, I just started paying attention to it. And I had no idea what digital marketing even was. But just the fact that I kept watching her, and finally, I just decided to reach out and give her my email. And then I took the next step. I was like, okay, let's try this out, see what happens. So I bought into the legacy program and just no looking back.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, man. And a lot of people kind of get started that way. It's, kind of searching for something different. They're fed up at work or whatever their current, situation is, and they kind of look for something. And it's almost like fate, right? Like with you, it's like you came across a TikTok when you were already feeling this way. So it's like, oh man, thank God this showed up, when it did, because who knows what I've been doing after. So I like it for that too. Aside from wanting to build another income stream, was there anything else you were kind of craving at that point aside from like freedom, impact, or stability, anything like that?
One of the biggest things was the freedom
Hmm.
because at the time I had gotten a new boss over there where I was working at, and he was putting a lot of stress on me. He was, I was a forklift driver in the warehouse. I was loading trucks. Well, this guy come out there, and I was already working 12-hour days, literally working about 11 and a half hours of the 12-hour shift. I barely got enough time for any kind of breaks. Well, he literally tried to put more work on me and made it tougher, and he was always getting on to me. And I was like, I can't work under these conditions because this guy's wanting more work than I could possibly give. And it just got to the point where I just couldn't handle going to work every day because when they're putting more work on you and you're already giving them everything, it went from me loading 8 trucks a night and plus watching stuff off the line because I had a system from my old boss.
Hmm.
He loading 2 trucks a night by the system that he gave me because he was having me do double the work. And I was
Wow.
like, I can't sit here and do this.
Right.
This is stupid to move a roll of material to get one pallet and put that back and turn around and dig it back out again.
Hmm.
Like do it all at once. So yeah, I just got the stress and I just wanted the freedom. It's like I got to figure out a way to do something for myself. And I had that with that other business. I truly did with until my partner did that to me. And I knew that I didn't want to work for anybody else again. And I just had to sit there and find something. Like I said, I didn't know it was going to be in the digital world.
Hmm.
It just happened to be this, and I was fine. I was just fine starting another business, brick and mortar business somewhere, but it worked out better this way.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not, and there's nothing wrong with brick and mortar businesses, right? Because the things you learn in this you can take with you, if that's the avenue you wanted to go. But with something like this, it's like you don't have to worry about all that other jazz too. And what you said about like having the boss and expecting more from you each and every day, right? To the point where it kind of breaks you. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been in that position too. Right. I used to load trucks. I worked for Old Dominion for a long time, right? So, I'd be in there, loading trucks from morning till, they came back at night. So I get it. It is tough. And especially when you have a boss like that who sees you just as a number rather than like a person, right?
Yep.
So yeah, it's always tough. So who would you say that you're building this for really?
I'm building it for myself and my family. I don't have a wife or kids,
Mhm,
and that's the bad thing for me. Me and my I had a little Asian girlfriend, and me and her split up because of this right here. We wanted things for the wrong reasons.
mhm,
She wanted to get married, and I was wanting to get this and get married, but she wanted to do it all right then. And I want to get going because I want to help take care of my family. I want to spend more time with all my loved ones because back in 2001, and everybody that was at the first mastermind and watched the live feeds, they heard this. I went through a situation with my dad.
mhm.
My dad had a massive heart attack in front of me, and I gave him CPR. I lost him that day.
Oh wow. I'm sorry to
We
hear.
are not we are not guaranteed tomorrow.
Right.
So the more time that I can get with my loved ones, that's what I want to be able to do. Money's just a byproduct.
Mhm.
It's nice to have money in our back pocket, absolutely. But just the fact to spend more time with the ones that we care about, that's what I truly want at the end of the day, and to help others along the way.
Absolutely, man. I love that. And I think that's, yeah, what kind of everyone strives for, you know? So, what would you say is different about you now compared to before when you had first joined the DG Mastermind?
I would say I definitely have learned a lot so far. There's still so much that I can gain from all of it. Um, I see so many different people going separate ways, one way or another. But one of the things that I've learned is to stick to one thing because the more scatterbrained you get, the more lost you're going to be out there. And I did that early on. I That's one of my biggest mistakes. I was going to a bunch of different platforms trying to promote,
Hmm.
and next thing you know, I'm just like, okay, why? It's not anything going my way. So I just figured out one of the things that I truly learned is to stay focused, pay attention, focus on one or two things, and things are going to continue to grow and get better for you. You're going to learn every single day as long as you do that. You're going to learn better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's, that's advice that I give to everyone too. It's like if you just be coachable, right? Number one, and then stay consistent. There's no telling what will happen. It may not happen at the pace that you want it. For some, it happens in 3 months. For some, it happens in a year, right? For some, it takes longer. But I feel like if you do those two things and you're constantly showing up every day, it's just a matter of time before it does happen. It can't not happen.
Yeah.
So, what would you say you're most proud of accomplishing so far?
I would say just the fact that being at my age and the skills that I've learned in social media and marketing and online, I'm just super proud of that because I didn't never see myself doing any of this year and a half ago.
Right.
Because I've got a 26-year-old nephew that lives with me, and the set or 27, whatever he is, to see him just fly through social media the way he does, and for me to learn what I have learned, and for him to sit there and watch me and laugh because I'm so slow at it, the fact that I'm picking up each day, I'm proud of that because
Yeah,
I did not grow up on a computer like he has
right,
or handheld devices. So it's
right.
a total different world for me.
And, a lot of people, right, in this community are like that, right? Because, we have people who are 70 plus. I mean, we have 80-year-olds in here that are doing this for the first time, right? Never had any experience with social media or even a smartphone. So it's cool, to see them dive into this and learn those different type of skills as well. So, we talk a lot about like mindset and how important it is not only in business, but also in life, right? Was there any type of like mindset that kind of helped you get through the days or, when you were feeling down, kind of help you pick you back up, anything like that?
I've actually had a few different things. I know early on I got on some of the calls with Laura St. John,
Hmm.
and she talked about that flip it. I had some days where things were not going my way, and I just learned to use the flip it method. And next thing you know, things started focusing for me, and uh, basically just a simple little steps, using that mindset. Not just Laura St. John, but Neville Goddard. Started
Hmm.
listening to him, and that helped me one night. I was sitting there listening to him, and the next morning I posted a video that I literally post. I had recorded it like a week before. I
Yeah.
never posted it. But I listened to Neville Goddard that night. It's like, of course, we all know Neville Goddard's nowhere around, but just his recordings.
Hmm.
I used that recording that night. Just I fell asleep with it, next morning posted that video. Next thing I know, that video's taken off. It got a
Yeah.
bunch of traction. It ended up getting like 60,000 views, and I got about 150 leads off of it.
Heck yeah,
It's
that's
just,
awesome, man.
it's just like this is something that is just so unreal to me because every other TikTok video is getting 300 views or something, and just like nothing. And all of a sudden, that one just took off. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's
I just had that mindset right.
Yeah, and it's like, and like I said, it's so important, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, we can't get out of our own way, and it's like, it's like with you, right? If you already made the video a week in advance, and it's like it was just a matter of posting it, right? But it's like that mindset that kind of helped you get into that. So let's fast forward a little bit, right? Let's say you're making the type of money you want to make. You built a community to where you wanted it to be. What does your dream life look like a year from now?
Basically, just being able to travel and do things, and like I said before, being able to help others along the way. But there's still so much that I want to do. I don't have to have a big fancy house.
Mhm.
Yes, I do want to be married and have kids. However, I'm 52 years old, and if it happens, it happens. But if it don't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But still want to go to different places. I want to go to Rio de Janeiro
Nice.
and different countries that I want to go see and visit. And I can't do that on the budget that I'm currently on until I get this lawsuit out of the way with my business partner
Mhm.
and get up to current. But I want to see myself literally traveling. I got to hit. I don't know if you're a baseball player or not,
I
but
used to play in high school.
my bucket list is to finish going to watch a ball game at all the major league ball stadiums. So
Okay, nice.
like, I just went to Canada a few weeks ago and I watched the Blue Jays. So I think I've got 13 out of the way. And so I got to finish off my bucket list. So that's one of the things. But along the way, like I said, I still want to take care of my family
Right.
because I know my nieces and nephews. I love them dearly, and I want to be able to support them along the way and just help them do stuff, and even my brothers.
Yeah, definitely. No, I love that, man. I love that. And those are great goals to have, right? And it's important to have goals too, right? Because they help us get us out of bed, right? Help us to strive for something more. So that's good. What do you think it mean not only to yourself, but your future, your family, your legacy when you actually pull it off?
I think they'll be totally shocked because right now a lot of them are giving me so much grief.
Hmm.
There's days where I don't like getting around them because of the negativity, and it drains me when I hear that negativity. Even though I got the positive mindset, it kind of flares you a little bit, and you got to walk
Yeah,
away from them because it just
absolutely.
drags you down. But I feel like at the end of the day, once they see the success, just like I told one of them the other day, I said, I was told once before, multiple times, why are you going to take advice from somebody that's never done it, as opposed to taking advice from somebody that's proven it, that's made lots of money? I said, you can sit there and tell me something all day long, and I can hear it, but you haven't done it. You haven't lived it.
Yeah,
So why do I
absolutely.
want to take your advice?
Definitely,
And
man.
it kind of sparked them and made them mad, but they had to hear it because it's true. I
Hmm.
take advice from Mike and Michelle and whoever my mentors are because they have proven it. I'm not going to take advice from somebody that's never been in that situation.
Exactly. Exactly. No, that's good, man. That's great advice too. Yeah. So, what do you think is the biggest thing, and it could even be a couple things that you've learned about yourself through this entire journey?
One of the things that I've learned is that I can truly stay focused most of the time, not all the time. We always have those little mindset shifts, but I've learned that I can put a lot of things out of sight, out of mind, and do the things that I got to do. But I also learned that during those times, that there's always going to be other form of distractions that you never saw coming. Like for instance, whenever I'm sitting there recording a video or something, it's like I'm 100% focused, but then all of a sudden the little things, hear a neighbor outside or
Mhm.
something just kind of startles you. Then you got to stop your recording. It's like, come on, man, really?
Yeah.
Like you had to sling that rock that time. What's going on?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just learned to stay focused on what I'm doing. I know it's a struggle sometimes, but it's something that we got to do. And I've also learned that it's easier to talk to people.
Hmm.
I've got a lot of friends and family, and I've been doing a lot of driving on the side to make extra income, Uber driving,
Hmm.
and just talking to people up there, talking about the program stuff because they all ask me, it's like, what do you do besides this? And it's a great conversation starter. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll get people in the car, it's like, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and they get intrigued and they start asking more questions, and it's like, wow, you can really do that online. I was like, ask, and especially the college students.
Hmm.
Because I'm up there at the University of Arkansas, and they're constantly asking, "Is like, you can really do that?" And my parents spent 95 grand for me to go to school. And I was like, wow, like, yes.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I learned just to be able to talk to people up front and when they start asking questions and not just go out there and blast it. But when they ask me what I do, it's like it's a conversation starter.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. Yeah, and it's yeah, I love that. I love that. So, what advice would you give to someone who is maybe in the same position as you, or maybe even scared to start with something like this?
I would say go for it. I mean, we have been held back our whole lives.
Hmm.
We were lied to at a young age, told that if we go to work and work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, build up extra money for our 401k, we'd be able to retire at 60, 65 years old and live happily ever after, that fairy tale life, whatever.
Hmm.
That's not the case anymore. We don't have 401ks built up. We don't have that happy ever after. We don't have the wife and kids and the white picket fence. You're having to work until you're 70 years old or older anymore. And it's like, stop working for, and that's what I'm going to tell people every time they ask, like, stop working for somebody else. Stop being stressed out. Stop looking at your neighbor, looking at his brand new truck and boat and being depressed because you don't have it. Reach out and do it yourself.
Hmm.
You don't have to sit there and complain about your neighbor having success when you won't do anything about your own life. And it's like, if you want something, you got to go for it. You can't keep blaming the world around you just like I did. I blamed I blamed my college baseball coach for my failures for years
Hmm.
because of what I was told. And I let that hang over me. And in fact, I should have used his words that he said to me that day as positivity to kick butt and just move on from it and do a lot of other things throughout life. But I didn't. I let it drag me down for years. And I don't want other people to do that. I want them to sit there and use something negative, turn it into a positive because there's so much better out there than barely getting by. It's not worth it anymore.
Definitely, man. Yeah, it's like you said, we grew up in this system where it's like, yeah, you have to go to school, then you got to go to college, and then you got to work for 50 plus years. And then maybe once you hit that retirement age, you can enjoy a fraction of the time that you put in. But it's like you said, that's not the case anymore, right? Even after people retire, they still have to go get some little part-time job just to cover, the bills. And if they want to do anything else that's fun, well, they can't even afford to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
good,
one of the things that
too.
makes me sick about it, I don't like seeing the fact that when people do retire, they're laid up in a nursing home watching Netflix or Hulu. Like, live life right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do
And
you want to wait till
yeah,
you're that age when you're broken and worn down? Do it now while you got the energy and you can do it. Live it.
yeah, and I bet if you asked all those people that, are in that position, they'd wish that they'd have done something differently. I bet you they have some type of regret as well.
Absolutely.
Um, so last question for you, Jimmy. What do you now know is possible?
I know that anything is possible that as long as you get your mindset right, that you are the controller of your own success.
Mhm.
You can make or break yourself. So each day that I wake up and I do something, nobody's going to have any control over what I do or don't do. So I see a lot of success in my future because I show up every day. Yes, there's days where I don't get up on time or something kind of holds me back, but I still show up every single day. I'm always learning something.
Mhm.
And I know as long as I keep plugging in, I keep on growing and I'm coachable, that I'm going to be having great success one day, that I'm going to hit that 6 and 7 figure mark. And I'm just going to look back and see how proud that I am of myself because I did the work.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I just see a great future ahead.
Yeah, definitely, man. Me too. I love it. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see your journey. And hopefully we can hop back on one of these once you have hit those big goals and you can tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Look
Uh,
forward to it.
Definitely. Alrighty, Jimmy. Well, I appreciate you getting on again, brother. Hope you have a good day and we'll
I
talk soon.
appreciate it. Thanks, man. Nice to meet you.